Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona. Thanks for joining us today for a Onza Fest. I know there's a lot of festivals you can go to. Burning Man is one of them. Lollapalooza, the Warp Tour, and now Onza Fest. So thanks for joining me today where I got a large group of Onzas in, dated 1980, and I said this is a fun little group, and they were nice looking coins, and we're going to go through them pretty quick because I got a box full, and we're going to see kind of what we think of them overall. For those of you who don't know, this is the OG of silver coins, made out of sterling silver instead of out of pure. So it has the 33.625 gramos, Ley 925, una onza tre de plata pura. So this has the balance scales on one side and this cool screw press on the other. What I'm going to do with these guys is I'm going to fly through them and just kind of sort them out how I like them, grade by grade. So the first coin we looked at, I didn't put a grade on it yet. I just liked the coin, and now I'm going to look at like this coin and put it next to it because I think this coin is nicer than that coin. So grading in general is a lot of his, hers, and ours, a lot of comparison. Once you see a lot of different coins next to each other, you start to categorize them. Hopefully your brain does it. I'm doing it pretty quick here. I'm actually going to go, if there's something that I feel is kind of similar, I'll put it over. But I think I'm going to have basically 3 piles here. And it's hard, right? Because the coins will vary so much from side to side. Like this coin, the obverse, is like really super nice. There's nary a mark on that coin. Really great obverse. And then on the reverse, all of a sudden my eye's attracted to a couple little marks there to the right of lay above under the word Troy. So sneaky. Gonna put him in this pile. Similar, another stunning obverse. Reverse with fewer contact marks, not as heavy of contact marks. I'm gonna put it in this pile here. Once again, it just the story of two halves, right? For those of you who follow sports, the tale of two halves. Unbelievably stunning obverse. Reverse, not as nice. What are you going to do with that? I think, by the way, this is going to be like my 5 pile and my 6 pile and my 64 pile. Mid-state 60, 64, 5, and 6. A lot of these are real choice coins. So hard to decide. I'm actually going to put this over in this coin over here. Man, so this coin, the toning is kind of hiding. So it's interesting because there's lots of little marks that look like they're appearing, but it's just, I think, the way that these particular coins actually look with their luster. So there's going to be lots of, so there's the actual contact marks, and then there's these like lines that appear that I think are appearing from the actual toning. I like that coin. Well, I think I'm going to put most of them. Well, see, so tricky, especially when you're just kind of flashing through them. Not a lot of contact marks on these guys, which is why I sent them in. When you get a lot of them that come in, and they'll be a little bit more scuffy than these. I think this is one of the first ones that I've seen where both sides were really stunning. Like the reverse on this is just lovely. I'm going to move that guy into my now 7 pile. 5, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, 5s. Can't mix up my piles here. So in these guys, you know, a certified a 64 is probably going to be, I don't know, a $75, maybe $65 type coin. And then 65s are going to be probably $75 to $100. 66 is north of 100, and 67s, there's a big jump in 67 because the population's really low on those. And I actually looked the populations up on these guys before I got them back. But populations on, well, there's some split grading to tell you about, not grading, but split types, because there's this 1980 and then there's the 1980 over. Good balance on this one. 1980 over 79. So these things are going to run into my camera here eventually. All right. I've got 4 more, and then we'll talk more about what we're looking at here, how they actually graded. I've got a lot in my 6 pile. See, this one was like super awesome obverse, and then the reverse was like, whoa. Lots of little guys there. I like that one a lot. I'm going to put that one all the way over in the hidden pile. That one may be my favorite as I drop my camera here. Oh, see, I like this one too. I like the toning. A little bit on the purple side. And a lot more contact marks on there. Let me go here. So we got 7, 6, 5, and 4. Let's start with the one that I called a 4. They called a 5. Okay, so pretty good. And this is, so MS65, there's 335 graded with 207 higher on the 65s. Next up, we're going to move to the coins that I called 5s and see how we did here. Five, 5, 6. Okay, so here's one of those overdates I was telling you that exist here. 80 over 79. Interesting, the overdates on these guys, because the 80 over 79 in 66, there are more of than there are the 80, the regular 1980s. And the 80 over 79 is like super subtle. This reminds me of like the 1913 over 4, 4 over 13 nickel, where you're looking at the upper left hand side of the 8, and there's just a little bit of a push out over there, and same thing on the 0. Just a little bit of a push out. Nothing coming through them really that I can see from here, just those little markers on those guys. Super subtle compared to just having like a really nice clean edge on the upper left hand of the 8 and the upper left hand of the 0 on those guys. So all right, we got 5s. I'm still doing my 5s. 5s. Oh, here's a 5. See, this one had one of my favorite obverses, but then it had a lot, you know, these heavier marks to the left. They put that in the 4 pile, but the obverse is stunning on that guy. 66. 66. So my fives, I had 4 fives that came back fives, and 4 they called sixes, and 1 they called a 4. All right, let's get these guys out of the way. Yeah, it's probably kind of loud, huh? All right, next up are the coins that I called sixes. Two sixes. There's a 5. There's another 80 over 79. Just that little bit of something going on there. That's really hard to see. Six and 6. So I'm about half and half on these. I got three the same and 3 different. Pretty close. Pretty close on those guys. So 3 that they called fives, and the other 4 that they called sixes. All right, last but not least, we've got the ones that I called sevens. I called 3 of them sevens. And this first one, they called a 6. And 7 and 7. So pretty good all around on these guys. The pops on these in 7 is 36 graded, in 7 with 6 graded higher. So pretty tough to get 7s. The 6s are 165 with 42 higher. The 5s are 335 with 207. So just so you have some idea of the populations. Like I said, you know, as far as getting them graded, if you're looking for graded coins, usually buy graded coins. These results are not typical. I mean, generally speaking, we try to be a little bit picky, especially on this type of stuff, because at the end of the day, even though we're doing this partially for fun, partially for entertainment and education, but also I still need to sometimes, you know, have it make sense when I send coins in for grading. So thanks so much for being here today, guys. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.